Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. On tonight's show, help is needed to tackle the rising number of people sleeping rough in Hull.
We'll go out hopefully the same day really, sort of meet these people, find out what their needs are and ideally get them accommodated that day.
And I speak to Major Lance Thornton and Colour Sergeant Andrew Walker about opportunities for young people in the Army at a time of unprecedented cuts to personnel. And finally, Tom Reed takes a look ahead at the weekend's sporting fixtures. But first, here's Erica Barker with the news headlines.
Hello, the headlines today. Grimsby's Job Centre tells us they're stepping up plans to tackle youth unemployment, and could Hull's mobile library service soon become a thing of the past? But first, 250 jobs at a Grimsby fish processing plant are under threat. Icelandic Seashell employs more than 1,500 people at 3 manufacturing sites in the town. The company said it was reducing its workforce after a review of its operations due to a drop in consumer demand for ready meals. The firm is to enter into a 45-day period of consultation over the cuts. Grimsby's Job Centre say they expect more than 1,000 people to attend a special event being held to help get 16 to 24-year-olds into work. In December, there were around 1,400 people claiming job seekers under the age of 24 in North East Lincolnshire, and it's hoped events such as this one will help youngsters get a foot on the career ladder. The Youth Hub will provide advice on everything from interview techniques through to CVs. In partnership with major employers in the area, it aims to break down barriers to work.
The most common barriers that we find that young people have is vacancies, getting the jobs, knowing where to train, how to find that information. So events like this pull in leaders of industry, they pull in employment, they pull in training opportunities to show, yes, that's the job goal you want. You want to be an engineer. How do I get there? I want to work in care.
Hull City Council is asking people for their views on proposals to scrap the mobile library service. It currently makes fortnightly stops to a range of locations across the city, but the service needs to reduce its spending by £415,000 by the end of March 2015 as part of the council's £48 million budget reduction over the next 2 years. They say it's crucial to gain the views of residents, visitors and users, and are urging people to visit their website. Hull Harp, a charity supporting homeless people in the city for over 30 years, is appealing to the public for their help. Dark House is one of the only centres where someone is able to knock on the door and be offered a bed that very night without a referral from an agency or the council. From this month, they are extending their opening hours, but say they're in desperate need for donations as homelessness becomes an increasing problem.
We're aware at the moment of around 15, 16 rough sleepers. Those are just the people that we're aware of. You could probably double that number to include Eastern European economic migrants, people who tend to stay outside of the system and don't access the authorities' services, don't even claim benefits. So there's a significant problem.
A home from home front room has been created for pregnant women and their partners at Scunthorpe Hospital thanks to a successful bid for funding from the Department of Health. Ward 26 has been transformed from a staff meeting room into a comfortable non-clinical area for patients with ensuite facilities away from the main ward. They say the room offers privacy and the opportunity for couples to spend time together before labour begins. Costing over £25,000, it opens its doors today. A man from Warren has been given a suspended prison sentence after fraudulently claiming over £9,500 in benefits. Alan Smith, 50 of Main Street, appeared at Beverley Magistrates Court where he pleaded guilty to dishonesty, failing to give a prompt notification of a change in circumstances affecting his entitlement to housing and council tax benefit. The case was brought to court following an investigation by East Riding of Yorkshire Council. Magistrates sentenced Mr Smith to a 16-week custodial sentence, suspended for 12 months and ordered him to pay costs of £470. In addition, he also has to repay the money he fraudulently claimed. And following on from dry January and smart swaps, Hull City Council is encouraging businesses in the city to do more to help employees stay healthy and active. They're urging companies to sign up to the Hull Responsibility Deal. As part of a national campaign, they're offering help, advice and support to organisations about practical things they can do, such as accessing training on managing stress in the workplace, education about alcohol, adopting a cycle to work scheme and providing healthy menu options. And that's all from me. Until next time, goodbye.
Thanks, Erica. Hull Harp, a charity supporting homeless people in the city, is appealing for donations as they extend their opening hours. The service will now be open 24 hours a day, providing several hot meals as well as offering a place to sleep. Our reporter Erica Barker has been along to find out what a difference the centre makes to the lives of people in the region.
Hull Harp has supported homeless people in the city for over 30 years. Dock House has 18 beds available. They offer not only a place to sleep, but provide hot meals throughout the day. Chief Executive Ed Robson says even though they do receive some referrals, it's one of the only places in the city where someone can simply knock on the door and get a bed that night.
There is very much here an environment that's very friendly and very welcoming of people who present with a range of problems. Our philosophy here is that yes, people have to behave within certain limits. There are certain things which are not acceptable, but we are not going to turn someone away because they have mental health problems. We're not going to turn someone away because they have a drink problem. These are the reasons why people become homeless, and therefore we are there to support people through that.
They're currently aware of 16 rough sleepers, and an outreach team based at the centre work to tackle the increasing number of people sleeping on the city's streets.
We'll go out hopefully the same day really, sort of meet these people, find out what their needs are and ideally get them accommodated that day. Well, it can be anything from setting up benefits, which is a quite a sticking point, you know, to getting them indoors. If they're not on any benefits, that's the first hurdle you come across. So it could be, you know, going to the job centre with them, registering them as homeless, looking at any mental health needs they might have, any, you know, alcohol or drug problems, signposting them to the right agencies. Well, if they want organisations such as ours and, you know, the other ones that are out there doing what we do, these people won't get the help that they need, you know, and the problem will just snowball and, you know, it'd never go away.
They are funded by Hull City Council to provide a night's shelter and resettlement support. But from this month, the charity has decided to run Dock House as a 24-hour service. Prior to this, people were required to leave at 7:30 in the morning and were unable to return until the evening. But for this, they're to get no extra financial backing and will be self-funded.
We took that decision to open that provision up for the safety and the health and well-being of our clients. And we felt we could offer a better service by remaining open. But obviously, in order to do that in the long term, we are looking to donations and contributions from business and individuals.
And it's hoped the kindness of strangers will help keep these doors open for longer. Erica Barker, Estuary.
Thanks, Erica. Now, here with me today on the sofa, I have some guests from Army Recruitment. This is Major Lance Thornton, and you are Colour Sergeant Andrew Walker.
Hello, Jane.
Thank you for coming in today, guys. Now, the headlines at the moment are dominated by defence cuts. Since the 2010 review, there's been talk of cutting the number of troops from 102,000 to 82,000 in 2010. Are there still opportunities out there for young people who want to join the services?
Yes, James, there are. Although the headline is cuts, I'd prefer to be a bit more positive, saying we have over 12,000 vacancies for full-time and part-time jobs in the Army. And we cover all aspects of work. Really, any job you can get in Grimsby, I could probably get you in the Army.
And so why would you join the Army as a career path? I mean, what opportunities are out there?
Well, we're rated in the Sunday Times top 100 graduate companies. We're the largest provider of apprenticeships in the country, and apprentices on our schemes don't get paid the minimum wage. We have a starting wage around about £17,500 a year, with career courses for professional development, which continues throughout the soldier's career. So it can be a whole life career rather than just a short-term career. We're looking at getting somebody in and keeping them for 20 years, maybe longer.
And you yourself have been in for quite a long time.
Yeah,
How-
yeah. So I joined the army when I was 16. I'm now on my 37th year of in the army. And joining as a boy soldier, I've been continually developed, and I'd like to offer that opportunity to the young people here in Lincolnshire.
And so obviously there's talk of cuts, but at the end of the day there's what you call an escalator, is that right?
Yeah, if you liken the army to an escalator, as people get older like me, we fall off the end, and that creates a space at the bottom for the next generation to get on. You can't stay in the army in the one job for your whole career. You're almost forced to be developed, to accept more responsibility, thereby creating spaces for the next generation to come along and be trained.
Now we were talking about the reduction of permanent soldiers, I think full-time soldiers, but there's supposed to be an increase in reservists. Is that right?
Yeah, what we're looking at now is a balanced, integrated force. You know, and I have heard the phrase, people are saying it's on the cheap. Oh, it's not really. What we're hoping to capitalise on is the expertise that civilians have in the places of work, whether it's in technology, health, logistics, and bringing that expertise to the army to work together, both to the benefit of the army and to the employee and his or her employer, and giving them a bit extra money as well.
And if you wouldn't mind, Colour Sergeant Walker, this is still a really big area here, Lincolnshire, for recruiting people to the forces.
Oh, wow, without a doubt. Within the office in Grimsby, we have more applicants than, say, the city of Derby in the last 6 months.
Oh, than Derby, sorry.
Yes, than Derby.
And why do you think that is? Why is this still a really popular area?
Well, the majority of people who come to apply for the army, it's their first choice of job, and also it's a well supported within North Lincolnshire. The armed forces is.
A lot of people have family links as well.
Oh, definitely, especially with a lot of the local infantry regiments. Say, the Royal Anglians and the Grenadier Guards are the two major infantry regiments in the area.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming in today, gentlemen. Now we've got Tom Reed with a look ahead at the weekend sport.
Thanks, James. In the Premier League, Hull City travelled to the Stadium of Light to face Sunderland, with both teams on 24 points in 13th and 14th position. The Tigers ahead on goal difference. In the Skrill Premier, Grimsby faced Southport, hoping to keep their playoff aspirations alive. Lincoln will fancy their chances of escaping the relegation zone away at Hyde, a side with one league win all season. In the Sky Bet League 2, second place Scunthorpe faced league leaders Chesterfield. A win would give them the same points as their league rivals, but they'd need to win by 7 goals to go top. North Ferriby are away to mid-table Barrow, hoping to continue their promotion charge in the Skrill Conference North after their FA Trophy exit. Grimsby Borough host Teversall in the Toolstation Northern Counties East League Division 1. Meanwhile, after last week's postponement, Cleethorpes Town head to the current league leaders Bottisford Town. In the Evo Stick Northern Premier League First Division South, Curtis Woodhouse takes charge of his first home game as goal manager with Lincoln United in town. Brigg play Leek Town away. In Rugby Midlands 3 East, Grimsby play Ayleston St James at Springfield Road. Cleethorpes host Amber Valley in Midlands 4, and in Midlands 1, Market Raisin and Louth are on the road against Peterborough First. In hockey, Brigg Thirds and Grimsby First go head to head. In ice hockey, Hull Stingrays make the long journey to face Belfast Giants, who have already defeated them 3 times this season, including a 6-1 loss in December. And finally in lacrosse, Hull travel to Liverpool, while Lincoln are at home to Ashton. And that's your weekend sports. I'm Tom Reed.
Thank you, Tom. Now, don't forget that if you know of any local stories or issues, you can get in touch by phone on Grimsby 315561, on Facebook or Twitter at Estuary TV, or email us on news@estuary.tv. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.